Hi, I'm Penny Kusum, and rather than finish writing the email that I was just attempting to write, I figured it would be so much easier just to hop on here and tell you about the Kusum Life Immersion program that I've been running since 2013. So, my personal seeking and the foundation for the Life Immersion programs began, a lot of decades, it seems like ago now, with the following quote: "I believe the very purpose of life is to be happy." That was a quote from the Dalai Lama, and I figured if it's good enough for the Dalai Lama, it's good enough for me. So, then the next immediate, obvious question was, how? How do we become happy? Once we step out of all of the mental shenanigans and looping and reactions and confabulations and that voice that's always in our heads, even for a bit of time, we will see something. Each of us can see and rest in his or her own true nature. Our true nature is happiness and ease. So I don't know about you, but clearly there are times where it does not feel like my true nature is contentment and ease. When I'm in those moments that's not what I'm experiencing, it's happening because there's resistance in my mindset. As soon as we can get out of that though, step out of it even just momentarily, when the noise lightens up, we immediately and predictably and repeatedly, that's the thing, predictably and repeatably, that's the science to this, fall into that greater state of relaxation and radical joy. So this is good because it gives us hope. Our only task is to find tools that work for us to help soften that noise momentarily. Our task is just to learn how our biologies and our psychologies as a human being are wired and how to manipulate those two things, our psychology and our biology, to unlock the door to the quietness. It's just learning how to turn that combination lock at will to unlock the door. The main thing that we begin working with in the immersion is our minds. And why is that? Well, here we go. There is a text that's about 2,500 years old called the Yoga Sutras. This ancient text, the Yoga Sutras, the foundation for modern yoga, it actually does not even mention yoga poses in its definition of what yoga is. Instead, the Yoga Sutras are very clear that yoga is a mental practice. It's a psychology. Whoa! A mental practice that will change the quality of your life. Yoga is the quieting of the mind. I want to be clear that the Kusum Life Immersion is not a program where you're going to spend a lot of time on your yoga mat and you're not going to be focusing on how to perform better on your yoga mat. It is so not about that. But if you have done yoga or meditation and have felt some positive effects in your life, this is about pinpointing exactly why the yoga or the meditation practices created that positive change. Exactly what is it that you did. Then, once we pinpoint these, the principles, the real roots of the practices and why they work, we can take what's worked for you and on your yoga mat or on your meditation cushion and learn how to bring that out and apply it to our very real, very messy, very exciting, very action-packed lives. The bottom line for me is that if it doesn't change your life, it's not yoga. And if you've never practiced yoga or meditation but have been curious about the relaxation or de-stressing benefits, that's perfect too. You don't need to have a prior practice to do this program. It's just for regular people living regular lives. You can directly learn the life principles, and then I will help you develop the practices along the way that will help you support these life changes moving forward. When we talk about quieting our minds and our bodies and our outer worlds, we are not saying that you will never again have lots of thoughts, or that you will never again have aches and pains in your body, or that you will never again have difficulties pop up in your life. Those things will still happen. But You will have more space between you and your natural reactions and emotions. You will begin to see more clearly and have a sense almost all of the time that things are truly okay, even when your mind may tell you that it's not. You will be happier more of the time, as the Dalai Lama reminds us, is our purpose, don't forget. And that purpose, that kind of happiness, it's a different kind of happiness. It's a deeper happiness that I like to call radical joy. Joy in our lives and in situations where we previously thought that it was impossible to be content unless things were perfect. The idea that comes from the Einstein quote that you cannot expect different results unless you try something different. And you can't try something different until you start thinking differently. And in order to think differently, there needs to be a basic understanding of our minds and a basic level of relaxation in our bodies and in our lives. Then things can change. So if you know that it's time for a shift for you personally, maybe a shift in your life or your home, and maybe you're noticing, as I am, that it's time that there's a shift in the world, we've got to start somewhere, and it begins with us. Right now, if you feel an intuitive or a gut level or an I don't know why kind of pull towards this, or an interest level in anything that I've been talking about, then follow that. If this is your time and your group that you are meant to join, then don't worry. We will work it out. Follow that impulse. Feel free to contact me with any questions, or if you're in the Southern Maine area, come and experience one of my classes at Kusum Institute. I'd love to help you along on your journey, and I'd also love to help every human being on this planet shift from feeling that they're stuck. Please feel free to contact me or call me if you have any questions. Thank you.